Good morning, everybody. Jane Lindsay coming to you from Post, Texas. So I didn't see that many turn-ins in the Slack assignments channel for the critique. So I tried to pick people I haven't done before, but some of you I might have already done. But anyway, the reason you see this right here is the first assignment I was looking at was Marcus. And I love that he put the warning there because that is a good thing. But anyway, Marcus, I really love this body of work that you did. But of course, I teach art and activism, so I'm interested in people making work about human rights issues. But I was wondering because some of these photos I think might be owned by these pickers here. I might be wrong, but anyway, I use this in my art and activism class. So let me just.
40 men rode into Oklahoma at night and entered the mother and son of a hole by wagon 6 miles west of town.
Texas. The New York Times reported that the victims were tortured with knives before being hanged. Corpse was hung for public display in front of a blacksmith. You did the work of men today, and your deeds will resound in every state, village, and hamlet.
I am a picker. It is my living and my avocation. I search out items that some people don't want or need, and then sell them to others who do. In America, everything is for sale, even a national shame. Until I came upon a postcard of a lynching, postcards seemed trivial to me, the way secondhand, misshapen Rubbermaid products might seem now. Ironically, the pursuit of these images has brought to me a great sense of purpose and personal satisfaction. Studying these photographs has engendered in me a caution of whites, of the majority, of the young, of religion, of the accepted. Perhaps a certain circumspection concerning these things was already in me, but surely not as actively as after the first sight of a brittle postcard of Leo Frank, dead in an oak tree. It wasn't the corpse that bewildered me, as much as the canine thin faces of the pack, lingering in the woods, circling after the kill. Hundreds of flea markets later, a trader pulled me aside and in conspiratorial tones offered to sell me a real photo postcard. It was Laura Nelson, hanging from a bridge, caught so pitiful and tattered and beyond retrieving, like a paper kite snagged on a utility wire. That image of Laura layered a pall of grief over all my fears. I believe the photographer was more than a perceptive spectator at lynchings. Too often, they compulsively composed silvery tableaux, nature morte, positioning and lighting corpses as if they were game birds shot on the wing. Indeed, the photographic art played as significant a role in the ritual as torture or souvenir grabbing, creating a sort of two-dimensional biblical swine, a receptacle for a collective sinful self. Lust propelled the commercial reproduction and distribution of the images, facilitating the endless replay of anguish. Even dead, the victims were without sanctuary. These photographs provoke a strong sense of denial in me and a desire to freeze my emotions. In time, I realize that my fear of the other is fear of myself. Then these portraits, torn from other family albums, become the portraits of my own family and of myself. And the faces of the living and the faces of the dead recur in me and in my daily life. I've seen John Richards alone on a remote county road, rocking along in hobby horse strides, head low, eyes to the ground, spotting coins or rocks or roots, And I've encountered Laura Nelson in a small, sturdy woman who answered my knock on a back porch door. In her deep-set eyes, I watched a silent crowd parade across a shiny steel bridge, looking down. And on Christmas Lane, just blocks from our home, I've observed another Leo, a small framed boy with his shirt tail out and skull cap off center, as he made his way to Sabbath prayers. With each encounter, I can't help thinking of these photos and the march of time and of the cold steel trigger in the human heart.
See, that's a very powerful video for me. Now, I thought of that, Marcus, with your assignment. And of course, I'm going to put a warning too, but I just wanted to show it to you because I think some of these images are owned by those people. And so it's nice to see what they're doing with them. They may have sold them by now because he is a picker, but I'll move on. So anyway, good work, Marcus. Very powerful. Now, way woo. Let's look and see what you got going on in a completely different topic. Cool. Tell me that there's more of these. Let's see. Yeah, this is a whole interesting kind of thing that he's doing with these. These are great. And it looks like to me that he's using his own images to do this. So those are neato capito. I love that. It looks like in a way that you're looking through rippling glass at these, like as though you're traveling through and not stopping. That's interesting. I like these a lot. Nicely done. Good job, Wade. Very good job. I'm going to keep going. Completely different topic area, but you can see how he has really made these images consistent. It looks like they're his own images and they're really interesting looking. So I really enjoy this kind of this kind of adjustment. And so, or appropriation, I guess. But anyway, good job here on this. Let's look at this next one. This is Chelsea. These are just color filters, but I still like them. Although I don't really think a filter is really, I mean, conceptually, I'm not sure I understand why she has a filter. And so I can't really say that this is like, we could say with a filter like this and this image that maybe it's an antique or, she's going for a vintage look, but then she has this one up here. And so conceptually, aesthetically, I think these are pretty strong, but conceptually, I'm not too excited about them because they're not really doing anything to make it reasonable as to why she's changing the photograph. And so that's the only thing with these that I'm not real excited about. But I will say I really like the photographs. So I wish it were just all in black and white because you've done a really good job on the images themselves, but I'm not excited about the filter. So, but still, this is an assignment to teach you to use Photoshop in different ways. So I'm not going to get too crazy on that. But remember that when you do these, like these are some really interesting image. I love this one right here, but I don't really need this first one. I don't really need it to be blue. That's such a good image, unless there's a reason. And I know it was for the assignment, but think about this a little bit further and how your changes, all of you, affect your work and why you're doing it. Because that's part of learning about concept. Is there a reason that you're changing these photos? What point are you trying to make? Okay, this one I picked. I might have already done Christopher's before, but I couldn't believe he took somebody else's photographs and edited them. That was too good from y'all in the classroom. This image was taken by Miles. Let's see what he did. There's that. What you did. Oh, he made it really, really detailed. I like Miles's shot better. I need to do Miles. I'll remember I haven't done his. I'll remember to do it next. Okay. So let's see what number 4 is. This is a great assignment, and I love the way he collaborated with all of you. Here's this. Oh, let me go over here. Okay. Melody. Below the image, edit. Okay, that's interesting. I can see that. I might like that better. Here's one, but we don't know whose it is. Whose is this? Cameron. I love the concept of this. Say, now I was talking about strong concepts in the assignment before, and that's like, this is such a great example of what his edits are. They may be minor, but the fact that he's taken other edits and editing them, I love that. I like Miles's image better on those, but these. Yeah, I'm impressed with this, Christopher. And all you that helped him, I'm impressed with y'all too. I love this project. It's so great. So good job on this, Chris. And you guys, thanks for helping him. Good job for y'all too. I just love that so much. Thanks for colluding with each other. Okay. Sandra Sparks. We're looking at racist school. There's a lot of social activism projects going on this assignment. The biggest issue with this project is, first of all, it's super strong in support to Native issues, but I'm not sure how. I don't know. I mean, they work as a group. Let me think about this for a second. Okay, the way I'm seeing them is as sort of a pamphlet. Like I'm not really seeing them as a fine art project, but I'm seeing them as an more of an education kind of body of work where, like these images could literally be used in a PowerPoint to educate people. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if the quotes that are so negative, of course, they're important, but what really is important in these pictures is this right here. These other facts that you're speaking to and with native. So I'm not saying I'm disappointed in the quotes, but I don't know if they're necessary to get the point across. But I like the fact that you put a trigger warning on there. And so good job on here, Sandra. I mean, the fact that you're doing social justice work and creating an education, sort of a um, get rid of ignorance. So thing I could say that this body of work does is get rid of people's ignorance is a good thing. So I'm just not sure I really like the negative invert of some of these. It just kind of doesn't work with these others. Maybe that's what's going on here. Is that one because these others have sort of a different feel. That's what it is. And then this last one's just sort of blaring. And then so it would have been better maybe if you would have kept it the same as the others. But anyway, the point is the message, and the message is important. So really good job there. All right. So this is Caspian. She's putting herself on magazine covers. Oh man, it's another social justice project. My hunch is this is all about people that she think is important. Audrey Lorde is one of my heroes. I love these. Good job, Caspian. I love the idea of LGBT. The theme and the concept is great. Excellent. 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 Wow. Man, you guys are great. So far, all these projects are really good. Excellent work here, Caspian. Very nice job on these. So interesting to think of putting them on, giving them the, I guess, the credit they deserve, huh? Great, great project. Let's keep going. Okay, Melody. Melody, these are Nito Capito. That looks like a filter though. But still, it's interesting. Yeah, these are, I mean, your cutouts could be a little better. I'm not gonna lie, but I really like these. The only issue I'm seeing is that I wouldn't think that I find them as working together as a group like the native ones we just looked at. Those work together as a group. I mean, even though she had that one sitting out in the end that didn't match, like I said, those could have all gone into some kind of literacy document or document education because they all really work together. Whereas these, I absolutely love this one, by the way. The first one, these don't really do that. They're not really, they're interesting adjustments, but they don't, well, I mean, they kind of, some of them work together. But, just kind of keeping that in mind that you want to try and work these in a way that makes them link as a body, as a group in the whole. So kind of keeping that in mind as you move forward. And that's Cindy Sherman right there. So anyway, good job there. But just kind of keep that going there, Melody. But interesting work. And then Shania, I mean, every single one that I seem like I'm looking at this day is activist related, which I'm loving. So look how she's taken these. This first one, I haven't seen these others, but I was definitely intrigued by the first one, obviously for obvious reasons. Oh, I see what she's doing. Interesting how she's putting. And I guess thinking about this, Shania, I mean, there couldn't be a better time for us to be shouting out, especially with this new murder. And so, oh, I love this. Look, she's putting contemporary images into these old ones. Find it here. I think this Terry Nichols is really so disturbing that I'm so glad to see you guys working in these activist projects, because we need, I hate it, but Generation X is probably going to be the one that saves us, because we can't certainly seem to save ourselves. I mean, they should be charging all of those officers. Did y'all see that? The one white guy didn't get charged. I think every single person, including the ambulance people and everybody, should be charged in that crime. But it's, I mean, just something that we seem to have to look at every other minute. And I can't imagine what it would be like to have to be so worried about my son or daughter getting in their car and going out. I can't even imagine that. So, you guys, all you that are not African American or brown, become a friend to the brown and black and Asian um, cultures, because we need to be stopping this racism. And one thing that we can do is we can be a friend and advocate if our skin is white, meaning that we educate our families and people around us and do not tolerate ignorance. That's one thing we can do as a friend to a black or a brown individual. Good job, Shania. And Ariel, last but not least. So I kind of went through Ariel's and I was looking, and she's sort of like, let me get these. She's got a bunch of them. Dang, Ariel. Again, what we're missing is concept. But I appreciate what she's doing with these. Ooh. And she's using filters, but I can tolerate good filters if I can see concept in the work. So, that's the one thing that I would rather see happen to these, which I think is one thing where all of you kind of struggled, is that I love this bench going on. Look at that one. And see how some of these have this subtle, like that one, this subtle friend LGBTQ plus and on. And then, so some of these have a subtle message in them. But Ariel, just kind of remember to try and create a conceptual idea. Why are you doing these edits? What does it do? Like this one, see, it's got a clear message to it. So try to kind of work off ones that that one is a real strong image. Let me see if there was another one in here that I thought was. I think most of these are more aesthetic in nature and the change. So, but this one is the strongest one of the group, and the reason it is for me is because where did it go? Is because of the conceptual strength of the image. So really nice job here, Ariel. You guys, you've done such a great job. I'll be sure and put a trigger warning at this video. And I hope you're all doing well. So far, so good. I'm planning on trying to get the rest of the modules opened up today or and tomorrow. So, and then I'm going to start as soon as you get your pretty quick. So when I'm going to start trying to do individual crits because there's so many of you. So if you turn in your idea and you want to shoot some photos and put those so I can talk about them, because I'll probably start doing those crits next week. And so that you guys have plenty of time, to work your project. So kind of keep that in mind. All right, guys. Well, good job here, you guys, and I'll see you on the next movie. Okay, thank you. Bye.